Bulbasaur enjoys the sunlight filtering through the deep forest. As it grows, the flower on Ivysaur's back begins to bloom. The massive flower of Venusaur absorbs the sun's energy. The flame on Charmander's tail burns brightly in the dusk. Charmeleon strikes a fierce pose on the volcanic rocks. Charizard rules the sky above the active volcano. Squirtle cools off by the water's edge on a sandy beach. Wartortle uses its large ears to maintain balance while swimming. The heavy cannons of Blastoise are pressurized and ready. Caterpie blends perfectly with the green foliage. Metapod waits patiently inside its hard shell for evolution. Butterfree scatters toxic dust from its colorful wings. Weedle uses its sharp sense of smell to find fresh leaves. Hanging from a tree, Kakuna remains motionless to hide from predators. Beedrill defends its territory with high-speed attacks. Pidgey is common in forests and hides in tall grass. Pidgeotto patrols its vast territory in search of prey. At Mach 2 speed, Pidgeot is the ruler of the skies. Rattata constantly chews on hard objects to trim its teeth. The webbed feet of Raticate allow it to swim across rivers. Spearow protects its territory with a loud, high-pitched cry. With its huge wings, Pharaoh can fly for a whole day without resting. Ekans moves silently through the grass to ambush its prey. The pattern on Arbok's belly is designed to intimidate enemies. Pikachu stores electricity in the red pouches on its cheeks. When electricity builds up, Raichu glows in the dark. Sandshrew has a dry, tough hide that blends with the desert sand. Sandslash curls into a spiny ball to defend against attackers. The female Nidoran possesses small poisonous barbs to protect itself. Nidorina rests in its burrow, waiting for its family to return. The body of Nidoqueen is encased in hard, armor-like scales. The male Nidoran stiffens its ears to sense danger. Nidorino is aggressive and quick to attack with its horn. Nidoking uses its powerful tail to crush its prey. On nights with a full moon, Clefairy gather to dance. Clefable uses its sensitive ears to hear a pin drop from a mile away. Vulpix can manipulate fire to create floating will-o'-the-wisps. The 9 tails of Ninetales are said to hold mystical powers. Jigglypuff inflates its round body to sing a soothing lullaby. The fur of Wigglytuff is so soft that no one wants to stop touching it. Zubat has no eyes and navigates the dark caves using echolocation. Golbat can drink over 10 ounces of blood in a single bite. During the day, Oddish buries itself in the soil to absorb nutrients. The nectar drooling from Gloom's mouth gives off a terrible smell. Vileplume has the largest flower petals in the world. Paras grows Tochucaso mushrooms on its back as it eats. The mushroom has completely taken over the parasect's body. Venonat uses its large compound eyes to spot small prey in the dark. The scales on Venomoth's wings scatter poison as it flies. Diglett has thin skin and heats up easily, so it stays underground. Dugtrio cooperate to dig through the ground at incredible speeds. Meowth loves round and shiny objects, especially gold coins. Persian is admired for its elegance and beautiful fur coat. Psyduck suffers from a constant headache that fuels its powers. Golduck is a fast swimmer, often mistaken for the Japanese monster Kappa. Mankey shakes with anger and attacks anyone who makes eye contact. Primeape will chase its target until it catches it, no matter how far. Growlithe is a loyal Pokémon that fearlessly defends its trainer. The legendary Chinese Pokémon, Arcanine, walks gracefully across the land. The spiral on Poliwag's belly is actually its internal organs visible through the skin. Poliwhirl can live on land, but it prefers to stay in the water to keep its skin wet. A strong swimmer, Poliwrath can cross the Pacific Ocean just by kicking. Abra sleeps for 18 hours a day to save its telekinetic power. Kadabra emits alpha waves that can cause headaches to those nearby. With an IQ of 5,000, Alakazam remembers everything it has ever experienced. Machop trains by lifting heavy rocks in the mountains. The belt on Machoke limits its power so it can control its movements. Machamp can deliver 1,000 punches in just 2 seconds. Bellsprout bends its thin body to avoid strong attacks. Weepinbell hangs from tree branches to sleep. The sweet scent of Victreebel lures prey into its mouth. Tentacool is composed of 99% water, making it hard to see. Tentacruel extends its 80 tentacles to trap its prey. Geodude is often mistaken for a rock by hikers. Graveler rolls down mountain paths, crushing everything in its way. Golem sheds its skin once a year, leaving a hard shell behind. The hooves of Ponyta are 10 times harder than diamonds. Rapidash can gallop at 150 miles per hour while blazing with fire. Slowpoke is so slow that it doesn't feel pain for 5 seconds. The Shelder on its tail feeds on Slowbro's leftovers. Magnemite floats using anti-gravity and feeds on electricity. Magneton emits a magnetic force that disrupts radio waves. Farfetch'd cannot live without the stick it holds. The 2 heads of Doduo sleep independently, so one is always awake. Dodrio has 3 hearts and 3 lungs to run long distances. Seal loves freezing cold oceans and icebergs. Dugong swims gracefully, streamlining its body to reduce drag. Grimer thrives in polluted areas and feeds on toxic waste. The smell of muck is so bad that it causes fainting. Shelder clamps its shell shut to protect its vulnerable body. Cloyster's shell is harder than diamond and can withstand a bomb. Ghastly is composed largely of gaseous matter, allowing it to slip through walls. Haunter hides in the dark, planning to steal the life force of its prey. Gengar hides in shadows, laughing at the fear it creates. Onyx burrows through the ground at 50 miles per hour, causing tremors. Drowsy puts enemies to sleep and eats their dreams. Hypno carries a pendulum to polish its hypnotic skills. Krabby lives on beaches, burrowing inside holes in the sand. The large claw of Kingler has 10,000 horsepower of crushing strength. Voltorb looks like a Pokeball and may explode if touched. Electrode eats electricity in the atmosphere to grow larger. Exegcute consists of 6 eggs that communicate via telepathy. Executor looks like a realistic palm tree. Cubone wears the skull of its deceased mother. Marowak has overcome its grief to become a tough warrior. The legs of Hitmonlee can stretch to double their length. The punches of Hitmonchan are faster than a bullet train. Lickitongue's tongue is twice the length of its body. Coughing stores toxic gases inside its thin, balloon-like body. Wheezing grows by feeding on dust, germs, and poison gases. Rhyhorn has bones that are 1,000 times harder than human bones. Rhydon can survive in magma, measuring 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. Chansey lays nutritionally excellent eggs every day. Tangela is covered in blue vines that never stop growing. Kangaskhan sleeps standing up to protect the baby in its pouch. Horsia sprays water at insects flying above the water. The spines on Cedra's back can inject poison. Goldeen is known as the Water Queen for its elegance. Seeking uses its horn to bore holes in boulders. Even if Staryu's body is torn, it can regenerate as long as the core glows. Starmie's center core glows in 7 colors. Mr. Mime solidifies air molecules to create invisible walls. Scyther moves so fast it creates after images. Jinx speaks in a language that sounds like human speech. Electricity runs across the surface of Electabuzz's body. Magmar's body temperature is nearly 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. Pinsir grips prey with its pincers and tears them apart. Tauros whips itself with its 3 tails to incite a rampage. Magikarp is virtually useless in battle, but very hardy. Gyarados is capable of destroying entire cities in a rage. Lapras is a gentle soul that can read the minds of people. Ditto can rearrange its cell structure to transform into anything. Eevee has an unstable genetic makeup that suddenly mutates. Vaporeon has evolved to be suitable for an aquatic life. Jolteon accumulates negative ions to blast out 10,000 volt bolts. Flareon fluffs out its fur collar to cool down its body temperature. Porygon consists entirely of programming code. Omanite is a Pokémon that was resurrected from a fossil. Omastar uses its tentacles to capture prey. Kabuto is thought to have inhabited beaches 300 million years ago. Kabutops swims fast to catch prey, then tears them with its scythes. Aerodactyl is a ferocious prehistoric Pokémon that goes for the enemy's throat. Snorlax is not satisfied unless it eats 900 pounds of food every day. Articuno chills the air around it, causing snow to fall. Zapdos is a legendary bird that appears with thunderstorms. Moltres scatters embers with every flap of its wings. Dratini sheds its skin as it grows larger. Dragonair has the power to control the weather. Dragonite is capable of circling the globe in just 16 hours. Mewtwo was created by a scientist after years of horrific gene splicing. Mew is said to possess the genetic composition of all Pokémon.